Welcome back to the Swang Low Podcast Show. It is yours truly, Duroc Crip. What's happening with all my peoples out there in the free world today, man? Welcome back to the Roundtable. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here amongst Roundtable family. Salute to all of y'all that choose to join us here at this Roundtable today. Now, look, I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I just wanted to bring this little story to y'all. My little brother wanted me to run this one on the show. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me of an incident that took place back in the year 1991, I believe, right? Now, 1991 was a crazy year for me because I had just got out of juvenile camp at that time. I was 18 years old, you know what I mean? So I had a lot going on at that time, a lot of bad choices, bad mistakes, you know what I'm saying? You name it, I was doing it, man. And I've pretty much been that way my whole life, you know what I mean? But yeah, this incident took place back in 1991. Okay, now my little brother Rico had a bike, a GT. You know what I'm saying? That he had been working on probably all that summer. You know what I'm saying? He's going out, getting different little parts, putting his bike together, making it hard. You know what I'm saying? And I remember always trying to get him to let me use that bike, ride it around and shit. Excuse my language, ride it around, you know what I mean? And him denying me, right? So this one particular day, he go to school, I'm at the house. But when he leave, he locked the bike up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I told y'all that I was a professional bike thief and car thief, you know, so there was no lock that I felt back then that can keep me away from getting what I wanted. You know what I mean? And his bike and his lock was no exception to that. So bam, he leave, he locked the bike up. When he gone, I break the lock, take the bike, and I'm riding around all through the hood. Go meet up with the homies. You know what I'm saying? By the time we finish riding around, it's probably like 15 of us. So bam. Usually we'll make our way up to the high school. Morovia High. Now we would go up to Morovia High and a lot of times to either get with the essays that we was beefing with, you know what I'm saying, go up there and kick off a ride with them, you know, or go try to find new recruits to put on the set, or just go up there and just hang out and holler at some of the old teachers. But being that it was so much stuff going on up there, the school ended up hiring a lot of off-duty police officers as security up there. So bam, I remember on our way up there, I see my little brother walking down the street, you know what I'm saying, with his little girlfriend. So when he see me on his bike, he don't really make too much of a fuss about it because he's with his girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? But I seen the expression on his face when I rolled by. He looked not just shocked, but you know, I know my little brother, he was hot about it, but he didn't make a big old scene about it because, like I said, he was with his girlfriend. So anyway, we go, I pass him, keep going. Bam, we go up to the high school. Now, being that we had went up there often and was getting into a lot of stuff, the security had already told us to stay away from the high school. You know what I'm saying? Which we didn't listen to. You know what I mean? Because we had our own agenda. We would go up there and do what we did and get on. Well, anyway, this one day, man, we go up there and now they got even more security. You know what I mean? It was probably like 10 of them. But this time when we pull up, these dudes is in cars, man. They in vans and cars. It was probably like two or three cars full of them, right? So bam, when we get up there, they try to corner us. When they try to corner us, we scatter on our bikes. You know what I mean? And now, mind you, it's like 15 of us. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, it just seemed like at least two of those carloads of off-duty police officers focused their attention on me. You know what I'm saying? So they start chasing me, right? Now the high school sit right there on Colorado. That's one of the main streets in Morovia in the hood. So once they start chasing me, the chase started on Colorado. So bam, now I'm hitting corners. They chasing me. They trying to block me in. You know what I'm saying? They trying to hop out and snatch me off the bike, and I'm juking them. You know what I'm saying? So bam, this chase gets so intense Cause I'm circling around, I'm hitting corners, I'm going on the side of houses on a bike. I'm telling you, on a bike, you have to see it to believe it. And in the midst of this chase, they people just getting out of school, and I knew a gang of people that went to that school. You know what I'm saying? So while they chasing me, these people that's getting out of school, like, go down that street, go down that street. They coming, they coming. They assisted me, right? I swear to God, I would never forget this. So bam. Now I remember they had me cornered off. They ended up cornering me off. I remember jumping off the bike, and the foot chase was on. You know what I'm saying? Now it's probably like 5 to 6 of them that's on foot. Then you still got the ones that's in the car. So man, I'm running on the side of houses. It's factories out there where we at. So I'm going through these factories. I remember jumping over jigsaws and all kind of stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I run through this one factory. I literally run through it, and it's a gang of people working. They stop doing what they doing, and they watching this chase go down because the police is right behind me. They are on me. It's like 5 of them, right? It's a good thing they wasn't in as good a shape as they could have been, because they definitely would have caught me, right? The chase was that crazy. So bam, I remember running through that factory and going to the back, and it was a gate. So if you from the hood and you ever been in a foot pursuit, you know how you hit a gate. You know what I'm saying? You run, 1, 2, hit the gate, and flip over it, right? That's what I try to do. But once I 1, 2, hop up on the gate and try to flip over it, my shirt got stuck up on the top of the gate, right? And I'm trying to flip and I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm trying to flip, one of the police grabbed my pants leg, and he trying to snatch me down, right? My pants is halfway down, but he can't get me because I got a firm grip on the top of the gate. And at the same time, I cut my stomach. I still got the score on my stomach. I would show that to y'all, but that would be oversharing. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so I'm on the top of this gate. My stomach is getting cut up from the top of this gate. This police is trying to snatch me down. He pulling my pants down. The pants leg is tearing and all that. My shirt is torn, right? Finally, I was able to kick him off me and finally flip my body over the gate. When I flip my body over the gate, man, I crash land, right? So now you got these other police. They trying to hop up over the gate. So now I'm in the alley. So I'm looking down the alley. I'm like, nah, I got to keep going. So it's a white wall. When I hit the gate, right across from that gate, it's a wall, and his house is right there. So I try to run up and jump up on top of the wall, but the wall is a little bit too high. And on top of that, I'm tired. It's hot that day. It seemed like it was 115 degrees. I swear to God. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it was hot as I don't know what. So bam, I try to jump up on the wall, couldn't do it. Bam, I'm looking back. They still trying to get over the gate. So bam, I run, try to jump back up on the wall. I slide back down. I can't make it, right? I'm like, oh man, I ain't finna get caught like this. So the third time is the charm. I run, jump up on the wall. Bam, I was finally able to pull myself up on the wall and flip over the wall. By the time I flip over that wall, here they come over the gate. Now they trying to hop up on the wall, right? So bam, I hop down. I'm running on the side of this house, and something is telling me like, look, climb, try to make your way up on top of one of these houses, right? So that's what I did. I ended up making my way up on top of the house, man, and I just lay down. Look, when I told you it felt like it was 115 degrees that day, I swear to God, it felt like it was that hot, and you on top of a roof on top of that, so it seemed like it was even hotter. But it was more important to me to get away because I was in and out of jail too much, and I wasn't trying to go back for this. You know what I'm saying? So bam. Now, mind you, when that foot pursuit took place, that bike, they end up getting the bike. They end up snatching my little brother bike up, right? So bam. Anyway, now remember I told you that. So bam, I climb up on top of that roof and I just lay down flat. I don't move, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sweat coming all off the top of my head, dripping all into my eyes. I'm not wiping, I'm not moving because I hear them. They finally made it over that wall and they on the side of the house. They looking for me and I hear them. I hear they walkie-talkie and all that, right? And they like, suspect ran southbound. I'm hearing all this. I'm laid on top of the roof. I'm not moving. Flies and landed on my face. You know what I'm saying? It's hot. It felt like my skin was baking on top of that roof, like I was literally getting cooked. So bam, bro, I lay there on top of that roof for 2 hours without moving. You know what I'm saying? For 2 hours. And I'm thankful that, okay, now the way that that house was designed, when I'm on top of it, I can look around in this apartment buildings like around it. So anybody could have looked out their window and seen me on top of that roof and been like, hey, police officer, he's over here. That's happened to me before. I promise you, that's happened to me before, right? But nobody did, thankfully. I lay on top of that roof for 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight. Once I felt like the coast was clear, I stopped hearing the walkie-talkies. I didn't hear anything else. Bam, finally make my way off the roof. You know what I'm saying? Try to take all back routes going back to my house. On my way going to the house, guess who I run into? I run into my little brother Rico coming out the thrifties. We right there on Magnolia, right? I'm walking, he coming out the thrifties. So he looking at me, he like, man, what happened to you, man? Where my bike at? Right? So I'm telling him everything that happened, and I'm telling him, like, look, you gonna have to call the high school because they got the bike. That's the security got the bike, so you're gonna have to call up there and tell them that we beat you up and took the bike from you. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, man, is that gonna work? I don't think that's gonna work, man. You know what I mean? They know I'm your brother. I said, yeah, but they don't know me. Don't none of them dudes know my name like that, right? So bam, me and him walking back to the house. He tripping on my shirt being torn up. I'm dirty, pants tore up. You know what I'm saying? I'm all scraped up and scratched up, right? So we get back to the house, call the high school, and my little brother run that story down to him that I told him to tell him. So bam, one of those same vans of off-duty police officers pull up to our house, right? So I'm telling my brother, I'm like, look, they're here, right? So bam, they knock on the door, you know what I'm saying? They asking my brother different information and this and that and blah, 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 right? They give him his bike back. So bam. After that, everything cool. So I tell my little brother, hey, let me use your bike. I'm finna go up the street, you know what I'm saying? Take care of some business and this and that, right? Bam. Well, he let me use the bike. I go, me and my homies go off somewhere, man. I go inside one of the little shops, you know what I'm saying, up by where the Mervyn's used to be at, up on Huntington Drive. That's pretty much one of the main streets in the hood, you know what I'm saying, shopping plazas where we used to always go and hang out at. So I go up in one of the little shops up there. Somebody steal my brother's bike, right? Somebody got me. Now, I'm usually the one that's stealing all the bikes up there, you know what I'm saying? But somebody got me, right? So now I'm hot. I'm hot because I got to go back and tell him, and he gonna tell my moms, you know what I'm saying? So that's what ended up happening, man. And I remember my mom's getting on my head about getting my little brother's bike stolen. She telling me you shouldn't have been on it in the first place and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So I felt bad. So now I'm telling my little brother, I'm like, look, don't trip, bro. I'm going to get you another bike. I'm going to get you a brand new one, right? He was hot. He was hot, right? He wasn't trying to hear nothing. It was going to either be a new bike or some money or something. But I knew I was going to have to do something. So bam. I catch somebody slipping, man. I catch a Mexican slipping. He had a brand new mountain bike, one of them expensive ones. You know, the mountain bikes, man, used to cost a lot of money, $300 to $500 back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And them was the white people's bikes. You know what I'm saying? Them expensive, you know, top of the line bikes, right? I catch dudes slipping, snatch the bike up. You know what I'm saying? Take it straight to the house. Give it to my little brother, like, here, man, it's you. So he looking at the bike, he looking at me, he like, where you get this from? I'm like, don't even trip on that, man, that's you. That's yours, you know what I'm saying? So he happy. right? Mom's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you did it or where you got it from, you know what I mean? But I'm glad you did that, you know what I mean? So, bam, he had a bike for a little time, man. Hey, bro, let me use that bike real quick. You know what I'm saying? I got to make a few runs, right? He like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure he get back to me. All right, don't even trip. I take the bike, man. I'm riding around. You know what I'm saying? And the person that I stole the bike from seen me on the bike. He see me on the bike. I stopped in one of the little shops that I usually stop at. He called the police. Police come up there deep and block me inside the shop. You know what I'm saying? Arrest me for robbery and grand theft auto of a bike, bro. You know what I'm saying? I went to jail for that. I went and remember I was 18, so I hit the county jail for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, I done a lot of stupid stuff. You know what I mean? In my teenage years. You know what I mean? I was in and out of jail, juvenile hall, camps. You know what I'm saying? I skipped YA and went straight from camp to prison. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up sitting in the county jail for probably like a couple of weeks, maybe a month at the most. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up dropping the charges because the dude that I took the bike from was satisfied that he had got his bike back, so he didn't want to pursue the charges, thankfully. So I ended up getting out, man. You know what I'm saying? So my little brother was out of a bike. I believe I gave him some money after that. Once I got out and was able to get my little hustle thing going back, you know what I'm saying? But that's just one of the another crazy story, man, from my past that I'm not proud of because it all started with me stealing my brother's bike from him. You know what I'm saying? And going through what I went through just because I wanted to ride his bike. You know what I'm saying? Getting in the foot pursuit, a chase. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught up, getting the bike took. You know what I mean? Having to go out and steal another bike. End up getting caught up on that. You know what I mean? It was just a bad look all the way around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, my little brother wanted me to run that one down to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it was funny. It's funny now. It wasn't funny back then because you know, again, man, I made a ton of crazy mistakes in my life. You know what I mean? And that's definitely one of them. So shout out to my little brother Rico again, man. I love you, bro. Thank you for reminding me of that crazy, ridiculous thing that I did back then. You know what I'm saying? Stealing your bike. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm finna let y'all get back to y'all day. Just wanted to deliver something to y'all on this round table. You know what I mean? We had the weekend off, giving everybody a break. You know what I mean? But definitely we're gonna be back on this thing all week. You know what I'm saying? I got some juicy stuff lined up for y'all. You know what I mean? But on that note, I'm finna let y'all get back to y'all as I get back to mine. Shout out to my girl Golden too. I love you and miss you. Had a great time with you today. You know what I'm saying? Me and her, we does our thing, man. Period. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Stay blessed. Let the people that's in your life know that you love them and appreciate them. You know what I mean? Because you never know who we gonna wake up and not have next to us. On that note, I'm gone. Till the next time we meet at this round table. Love all y'all. Triple gang.